everybody, and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos, and you're watching my channel of Facilitated Light Well-Being. We do timeless messages here. This is going to be a message that when it reaches you, it will pertain to something that you're dealing with. So we're going to be dealing with what we're struggling with, what we're conquering or what we're doing well with, and what we need to be focused on at this time. We are going through a lot of changes. The new moon has started. It's coming in tonight. We have Mercury retrograde in progress. That is going until November 29th. And then we have 3i Atlas going through. We have a bunch of planets in retrograde. So what we're going to do is kind of just do a check-in, see where we're at, see what we're dealing with as a whole. So this is a collective reading for humanity. So it's going to be you're either giving or receiving, but at this time the video is going to be specific. Usually we have just timeless messages, but I feel led to see, we haven't done one of these recently, so we're going to do a check-in and see where we're at. So what are we having trouble with right now as a collective? If you're joining us now, welcome in, welcome back. This is a channel that's not meant to be judgmental. It's just meant to help grow you, bring you in to your authentic life, to deal with your shadow work, to deal with the things that might be inhibiting you or getting in the way of you living that full life. So that's why I figured today there seems to be a theme of life going on, of this new thing coming in, getting rid of things you don't need, which is part of Mercury retrograde, but it's continuing. It's a deep dive. So let's see what you're struggling with right now. Spirit guides, angels, what are we struggling with? So we got two cards. The Hermit, meditation, retreat, self-reflection. So you're having issues being quiet. Finding that time for meditation, for downtime. I feel like right now there must be a lot going on in a lot of people's life. So what you're struggling with is having that quiet time. And you can't really reflect. So here's what I'm getting. Either you don't want to and you're avoiding it and you're still fighting it, or you just have been too busy. You are not doing the reflection work. You're not doing the deep work. You're not wanting to deal with it and you're pushing it still. So the majority of the world is either not dealing with it, and that's what they're struggling with, or being able to pull yourself back. Because the Hermit is finding the answers within by going deep. It's a man holding a lantern in the darkness, and it's seeking the answers within. So it's an internal thing. So you are struggling with finding your answers or looking in general and having the time to do it. So you take it as it resonates for you. You know your life. And the next one is Page of Earth, manifesting, learning, grounded. So if this is what you're struggling with, the reason I think you're struggling is there's too much going on. If you can't even find the time to self-reflect, you are probably distracted. What I'm also feeling is if you're not grounded, you're in either fight or flight, or you're dealing with things, or you're not, and you're just going through the motions. You're living life, I don't want to say haphazardly, but you're living life without any reflection time. You're just going. I don't think you're really living life. I think you're going through life right now. And I think right now we're in this time of Mercury retrograde, which is also slowing us down. We've had some self-care and some taking care of ourselves, and that could also be that therapeutically, physically, we're dealing with some stuff. So that's going to get in the way a little bit. So it seems like being able to get into some quiet time and being able to get grounded in manifesting is what we're struggling with as a whole right now. But there are so many things that are happening around us that could be getting in the way. What are we doing well at? What are we succeeding at or conquering right now? What are we succeeding at or conquering right now? Thank you. So, Seven of Fire, defense, determination, steadfastness. Yeah, this is Seven of Wands. So this is you're in protection mode, you're in survival mode. I think there's a good chunk of us that are just trying to survive. And there's not, if you're in survival mode and you're not in living mode, and it's not a judgmental thing, you will hinder growth because you don't have time to focus on what you need, where you need to go, taking care of yourself. You are literally just a machine going. So what you're doing right now is you are going fast. You're taking care of yourself. You're in survival mode. You're in protective mode. So you're doing well at that. You're doing well at protecting yourself, keeping your guard up, going and keeping going. And I think that's what the problem is. You're going so much. So you're succeeding at it, but it's keeping you from the quiet time, from the meditation, from being able to manifest and keep yourself grounded, because I feel like it's movement. You're going. Defense, determination, steadfast. There's something you're working toward, and that's all you're seeing. You could be doing well at that there's a dream or there's something that you want, because that was part of the messages that were coming through. So if you are focusing on your dreams or what you need to do, you could be getting distracted a little bit from the thing that you're struggling with. Like, you want to manifest something, but I think, oh, okay, sorry, it just came to me. You're so determined and so focused on what you want that I think you really can't manifest it, because when you try so hard to get something, sometimes it pushes away or eludes you. And I think that you're so focused on what you want, but it could be that you're so focused on what you want that you're expecting it to come out a certain way. And that's where some of the readings have been pointing, and that's what it drew me to. You're so focused on what you want and how you want it to come out that you might be hindering something from coming out, because that's not the exact way it's supposed to unfold, and you are only seeing it or wanting it a certain way. That's that flexibility that's needed to go with the flow. And I think you're busy trying to get things done, that you're keeping yourself so busy that you can't really focus on anything but what you're trying to focus on to keep busy with. Like, whether it's you have chores, responsibilities, you have something you want to do, or you're just trying to survive, and that's the only thing you can think of. So there is no room for manifestation, for that growth, for that downtime, for that processing, because at this time your life might not allow it, or you have filled it with so much stuff. And you're just going, okay? So what do we need to focus on? Now, like I said, take this as it resonates for you. It could be you or someone that you're dealing with, but basically this is just an overall energy to bring awareness. It's not to, say like you're not getting anything and you're da-da-da-da. It's making you aware to look at your life, to see if there is something that you are keeping too busy that you can't grow or manifest or understand the things that are in the sidelines because you're just so busy. I mean, if you're a busy person, that is explaining it. You may just have a lot that you have to do, or a lot that's on your plate, and it's inhibiting you from doing some of the extra things that maybe you wanted to do, or some self-care, or being able to reflect. How do you reflect when all you do is go to the bathroom, work, and sleep, and it's not there? All right. So what do we need to be focusing on at this time? Well, that was pretty right, Rick. 3 of Wind, heartache, loss, separation, healing. So you need to deal. This is a repeat of what's been going on for Mercury retrograde. You are busying yourself, protecting yourself, moving so much, keeping so busy, and avoiding the healing. I don't know who this is for specifically, but this is a portion of society that this is what needs to be focused on. This is what's going to get you to move forward. This is what's going to clear the debt. It's going to clear the pain. You have had trauma, pain, suffering of some sort in the past, just happened, happening now, whichever. There's something going on that needs to be addressed. And that is what Mercury retrograde and this Scorpio new moon is bringing in. It is, I had the paper here. One second. Sorry guys, you get to see my butt. it was talking about strong focus on reflection and healing, releasing what no longer serves you. And it was talking about a Scorpio new moon is dealing with introspection, emotional honesty, and inner transformation. Yeah, there is something that needs to be addressed. And the reason this video, that's what they're saying. You need to work on this. This is what you're not doing. You're not doing your work. You're not wanting to do it, or you don't have time. You've busied yourself so much that you are not giving yourself time to deal with the things that have hurt you, have damaged you, need to be addressed, need to be looked at during this cycle. Because you're so busy, you're doing great, protecting yourself and going and keeping that, you know, blah, 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 you're going, you're here, you're there, you're working, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing, but you're not doing this. You're not dealing with what has hurt you. You're not dealing with the damage that needs to be fixed, corrected. You can't just shove it under a bed or in a closet. It's going to affect you if you don't deal with it. So this is overall, this could be how society's been hurt by something, how a person has hurt you, how a relationship has hurt you, how an illness, you could have gotten sick, or you could have lost somebody and you're not dealing with something that you've lost that's caused trauma or pain in your life, and you are just ignoring it and going, I'm not gonna deal with it, I don't see it, la 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 la. Or you've busied yourself so much that all you can see is what's in front of you that you have to do and your responsibilities, and you have inadvertently deterred yourself from having to deal with it, having to breathe it, think it, experience it, allow it to process and move through, and put it where it's supposed to be. So, not a message I wanted to deliver today. So what is your advice, spirit guides, angels, now that we know that we need to really deal with this trauma, this stuff that we're dealing with? All right, it says, Four of Wind, rest, healing, prepare. Yes, you need to allow yourself to heal. You need to allow yourself some downtime. You need to be quiet. I don't know how else to say it. Sorry, the cards are going wherever they want. King of Water, diplomacy, compassion, emotional balance. Finding that emotional balance, being that person, or going to that person, or being that person that has dealt with their emotions, has been there. Go to somebody that could help you. Maybe go to a counselor, go to someone that loves you, that you can talk to and not feel, you know, like you'll be judged or anything. And then Eight of Earth, skillful mastery, talent. Working on something, or working on becoming better at something. So maybe you need to do something that hones your skills, brings you back to where you need to be. Maybe it is honing in how to deal with stuff that you are not dealing with, getting better at it. That's the energy. It's refining and getting better at something. And the overall energy on the bottom is Four of Fire, unity, harmony, stability. Yeah, that's what you need to try to work toward. Listen, we all have avoidance things. We all have a lot of trauma. There's trauma that we have I don't think we even know we have. Okay, so let's see. We're going to get an angel number. We're probably going to keep this one a little short. I think this is something that needs to process. There's not much you can say other than what it is. It was pretty direct. Advice. Signs are everywhere. 451. So your angels say, this is an alert from your angels. They are around you with strong messages as how to proceed in a tricky situation, and they will use anything they can to reach you. Your angels can be crafty, so be prepared to be surprised. Repetition is their favorite way to hit a message home. Draw another card while asking for more specific advice. And I got two. So that was that one. So they need to tell you something. And I think that might be why I was coming out, because I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know what. Maybe I'll just do like what they're going through. Something was drawing me to what you're dealing with, what you're doing well with, and what you need to be focused on. So maybe they're trying to get a hold of you, or they're trying to make you aware, like, hello, you're not doing your work, and this is them, this isn't me. Like, I'm in the same place. Remember, this is for everybody. Everybody, I think, has gotten hit kind of with this heavy I want to say delusional energy that, oh, it's all gonna be fine, it's just good, la la la, let's just shove it under the bed, it's okay, we'll be fine. And I think what's happening is the angels are like, guys, it's not going to be fine. You have to deal with this. You have to process this. There's so much new stuff coming in that we can't let you process this over a year or two. There's stuff that's coming in. You have to do this. And I think from the message I got yesterday, we can't help you. We can hold you up. We can give you comfort. We can give you love. But this is your thing to do. This isn't ours. You have to do this. I feel like God is like saying, okay guys, we love them, but you know what, this is their turn. They really need to take this seriously. They really need to deal with this. They really need to process everything. So your other one is travel. 724. Or there could be something you're dealing with and they want to give you answers, because maybe there's something you're working on. So maybe you're traveling someplace, you're doing something. We'll see what it says. But it's saying that the angels are trying to get a hold of you to help you with a sticky situation. So it's something that maybe could be causing you some frustration, especially during Mercury retrograde. That planet wreaks havoc on Earth. So it says travel. Experience brings growth. There is an adventure awaiting you, and it's your highest good to pursue it. In new contexts and environments, your angels will bestow wisdom upon you. Where do you want to go? Plan a trip or adventure, no matter how small, and know that it's never a waste of time to see and experience new things. Even if you can't go on a trip right now, make a vision board of a future experience in full color that you want to be reminded of for your goal for someday. So they're saying, this is that quiet time. This is, what do you want? I think that as a society or as a whole, not everybody, remember this is a general overall reading for the majority of the world. We're so busy that we forget that we need to see new things. We get into our patterns. We get into our things that we do. We have coffee here. We have tea here. We eat here. Sunday we do this. And that is good for some things. But sometimes we get so programmed in and nothing new is brought into our environment. Nothing new has been brought in to show us. And sometimes we need to be able to step out of our normal things. That's why vacations were so important. Once a year, twice a year, depending on how you do it, you should get out of your environment and just be. Go someplace new, or go someplace that's not where you're used to, so you're not going to go. So I had a tendency to go to Miami and do the same thing, so I kind of started venturing, because I got used to certain places and I like to be there and I know how to get around. But then I got brought to okay, now you're getting comfortable again. We need you to go and find new experiences, new people, new environments, new situations, new animals, new birds, new things. I mean, I know it could be just as simple as just seeing new things, because with the new brings new opportunities. It brings chance meetings. It brings awareness to something maybe you weren't aware of. And it could bring in a new dish, a new place to eat, a new thing you never experienced that will bring exhilaration and freaking awesomeness to your life. You could do something on vacation that you never were doing. You could go see the most beautiful sunrise, and they give you that happy place, because our mind gets filled with all those things that we do, experience, and have. And when we have that dull or that low or that frustrating time, sometimes your vacation, your places you travel to, can give you that happy place. When I am stressed, I have a time when I went to Miami. I don't know why, but it always brings me back to this, because I must have been at a very peaceful state of being. I sat on a chair, a chair, and the sun was coming up. It was warm. I could feel the breeze on my face, and I just sat there and enjoyed the sun coming up, and it was the most beautiful pictures, and the turquoise water was out there. And to me, when I get upset, that experience and that time is my happy place. When I'm stressed, I close my eyes and I literally go back to that memory. It's the coolest thing. I go back to that memory and I think about it, and I can imagine and feel the breeze on my face and the warmth of the water and the beautiful colors as the sun's coming up, and just that state. Because when you go back to that memory, you're gonna be in that state. You're gonna remember that peacefulness. And then what is needed is that you may need to go back, or you may need to go to someplace new. And it might be a reminder that your angels, because that's usually your angels, when you go back to a place and you're like, oh, that's such a nice feeling, I miss that. That's when you say, okay, I need some time away, because if you are missing that, it means it's not in your life. So maybe right now you need to be looking forward to a trip. You need to be planning something. If you can go, maybe get away a little bit, take your loved one with you. But I think, honestly, it's one of those things that you either just need a little break, or you've gotten so tied up in everything. I mean, life just got a little hectic with all this shutdown stuff and people flying and not working and working. And yeah, you get it over here. I don't know about other countries, but it's been a little crazy. And people, I think, are finally coming down from all the anxiety. But I think there's some trauma stuff that needs to be dealt with, and we're busying ourselves instead of dealing with it. And maybe if you go to this vacation spot, or you go someplace, or you get away from your normal routine, even if it's just going a town over and going thrifting, or going to dinner someplace in a new spot, not the same spot, a new spot, you will be inspired, or you'll have a new action, or meet somebody new, or find a new favorite dish, or something of that nature. Just something small can be that impactful in your life. Be the change you want to see. Okay, so if you're having issues, if you want to have change, you start with yourself. Don't compromise your values. Don't change who you are because of somebody else, or feel that you have to change. If it's against what you believe, you need to stay firm on it, because it's probably to protect you. And then be flexible. Yeah, that was the other thing we talked about. So it's basically saying, yes, you need to be flexible. You need to be going with integrity, being the true, authentic person, how you believe, what you think, and not letting other people want to change you, and it's not resonating with you. And then if you want to change, and you want to be that person that doesn't want to compromise their values, you have to start with your life and the things that you do to start this change. And you have to do your shadow work. You have to take care of it. Nobody's going to take care of it for you. And what happens is, when we don't take care of it, it becomes a hindrance. It becomes a heaviness. It becomes a thorn or a problem, and it could be something that's festering that you don't even realize, and then it's going to hinder you or come out at a time when you don't want it to be there. And we don't want that. We want you to be happy. You can say you're happy, and you could be, I'm not saying it, but you could be so busy doing things that you don't know you're unhappy, because you've never allowed, or you don't allow yourself, because I think it's a coping mechanism. I did it. I've done it myself. So guys, I hope this will help you. Just evaluate. This isn't like pointing fingers. This is truly just evaluating in your life to see if you are a part of this, to maybe change or deal with these things, or say, yeah, I really need to, I didn't want to hear it, but maybe I do need to focus, or maybe I need to start somewhere. So guys, have a great day. I hope you can continue on your journey and figure out the things that are hindering you, or the things that need to be dealt with. Have a great day.